Ian.
Dave.
Oh my God, you're back, Ian. You're back from outer space.
I'm back.
Yeah, buddy. Ian, we haven't recorded since we have been through a very emotional 2 days together a couple weeks ago.
It's very true. We went and did the RMDE thing together and, had that honeymoon suite where we recorded our last episode. And then I left and I was gone for 2 full weeks. And now we're just kind of getting back together. Hi, hello.
Hey, buddy. Hey. Yeah. How are you?
But how are you?
How are you?
Yeah. I always love the how are yous where they know already the answer is bad, but they want to see they're just feeling out how much of the bad am I going to get in this particular conversation?
Yes.
I already know most of it. But how many more details am I going to get?
Yes. What's going to be unloaded on me at this particular moment? Yeah.
That's what how are you? That's what that is.
Yeah. Well, we're at a funeral, Brenda. I think I am. Yeah,
Oh,
Ian.
God.
So you're back. You're back in Colorado. You've been to Alaska, Ian. I've never been there. Have you been there before this?
I had been there once before.
Okay.
In the year of our Lord, 1999.
Oh, I'm sure that year just is so long ago it doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, it's a mythical time.
The late 1900s.
The late nights. Fuck you.
Hey, someone else told me that. I'm just passing the fuckery on.
How dare you?
Hey, you were born later in the late 1900s than I was, so
it's true.
know.
It's true.
Yeah, you had a birthday boy.
I did.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah.
So I went to Alaska. It was my dear friend Brian, who I've known since first grade, was getting married, and he decided to do a destination wedding up there. And normally I'd be like, destination wedding, fuck you. But I mean, Alaska is pretty great, and my oldest kid Nico, who I've talked about a lot on this show, he has loved orca whales since he was 3 years old. He was not all of you cheering on the orca whales in the Mediterranean, Johnny come latelys.
Right, he's been in since day one.
Yes, He has been during the pandemic. He did they were doing over Zoom summer camps and stuff like that. He did one with a science group out of the Pacific Northwest that studied orca whales. He has been in it.
Okay.
I know more about orca whales
yeah.
than I do my job. And so we were like, yes, let's go. It'll be great. So the short version is, and for me to say this, for anyone who's listened to this show or knows me, this should carry a lot of weight. It was fucking magical. Right? I mean,
coming from you, right? I think just opening a can of soda in one go is magical. Coming from you, that is a high fucking bar.
It's a very high bar.
Yeah, that is pole vaulting on top of another pole vaulting bar. Yeah.
Honestly, I can't think of another thing in my life that I've ever described as fucking magical.
Wow.
But it was truly really, really great. We saw the sun twice the whole time we were there.
Oh, it's dark season.
No. It's light season, but it was just raining. It was just overcast and rainy.
Oh, okay.
All the beaches were rocky.
Uh-huh.
Overcast, slight drizzle. I wore a jacket on all of them. Didn't take off a single article of clothing on a beach one time.
This is you. When are you moving there?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
The only thing, the other thing I discovered while there is that, another curmudgeonly thing about me is that I don't own sandals of any sort. I don't own any
flip-flops for when you need to go to the alley to throw the trash out or anything?
I don't own any shoes that are not closed-toed. I own 0 open-toed footwear. None.
Okay. This is a weird hill to die on. All right.
But I just don't. And I don't like casual footwear. I feel like your shoes should look good. Anyway, I discovered something while I was there.
Uh-huh.
Which is I love rain boots. I've never had a proper pair of rain boots before. And we got some like real rain boots to go there.
Uh-huh.
And they're delightful. I love them. I'm all about the rain boot life now.
You're just wearing your rain boots in Colorado, like with the hose on in your yard, spraying your own feet just because you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's basically like, I won't wear one of the dumb shoes from Idiocracy.
Crocs?
Crocs. I won't wear Crocs. It's basically like stubborn person Crocs.
This is a car show. All right. So you've committed to hashtag rain boot life.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes. To bring it back to cars, though, there is one other thing about Alaska that is also fucking magical, which is that, like here in Colorado, there's a lot of mountain roads, as you can imagine. High speed, narrow mountain roads. And inevitably you end up with these situations where someone's doing the speed limit. I'm going fast enough, or under, and you get a queue, right?
Uh-huh.
In Alaska, they not only have turnouts like they do in Colorado where nobody fucking uses them.
Right.
They're better marked, and there are signs posted every couple of miles on the thing that says impeding 5 or more vehicles is illegal. You can get, if there's a queue of 5 cars behind you, you can get a ticket.
No way.
That is something I can get behind.
Yeah. Let's see.
Or not get behind because I'm going around.
Oh boy.
Right?
I was honestly thinking for a minute when you were talking about your shoes that you were going to pull back from the camera and just whip up a foot, for our foot fetish podcast people, and you were just going to be wearing Crocs. Yeah. No,
I could never.
But that is a fantastic. That's better than stay the fuck out of the left lane.
Yeah. And they have clearly marked turnouts, and they say before every turnout, slower cars, use the turnouts. And they're like, why? They're paved. The turnouts are paved.
Oh, okay.
And they look like a lane.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And people use them. Use them.
Nice. Because you can get a ticket if you don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't think the cops have much else to do other than like chase away grizzly bears. So
yeah, I was gonna say wildlife enforcement. Yeah.
It was pretty great. I will say, like, I don't know if I could live there.
Sure.
The pace of life is pretty slow.
Yeah.
Nobody's in a hurry.
Yeah, I don't think you can walk to a taco shop, right?
Right. It'd be a little harder to do that.
Yeah.
But oh my God. Unbelievably gorgeous. We went I passed Donnie on the road. Did you see that?
I know that they were doing the Lemons Rally. I was wondering if you would line up at all.
I didn't know it. I tweeted that picture of the gas station in Homer. Did you see that? There's a gas station we stopped at in Homer on the way back north to go get our airplane.
Okay.
And it had had the screen, and it had somebody had used a label maker to label the mute button.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, this is the greatest gas station on the face of the planet. Like, thank you so much. Because usually I'm just like,
Right. All the buttons. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then sometimes I put the pump into maintenance mode on accident. It's happened a few times. So it's great. So I tweeted that. It was the only social media post I made of my entire vacation.
Right.
And Donnie was like, I'm like right up the road. And like we passed each other.
Are you kidding me?
He was having lunch and I passed him.
What?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? It's insane.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I know the Lemons Rally was running up there.
I thought the Lemons Rally was in Wyoming.
No, Mental's up there. Like,
oh,
everyone is in Alaska right now except us.
I had no idea.
Yeah, except you were there, and I
was there. I literally passed it on the road.
That's amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's really funny. But yeah, Alaska's fucking great.
Well, I have to know, did you see orcas?
Yes. Not only did we see orcas, so we went on a halibut fishing trip with my friend.
I love halibut. Yeah.
Yeah, as part of the like the wedding festivities or whatever.
Yeah.
And I took Nico with, and not only did we see orcas, we saw something called a super pod of orcas.
What?
Which is when orcas are organized in pods, and they're matriarchal, right? So there's like a head.
I feel like Nico's just going to push you out of frame and be like, orcas? Yeah. Sorry.
So they're matriarchal, right? So there's like a head female.
Okay.
So like a grandmother.
Okay.
And then and it's a family unit. And so there's like usually one big male, and you can tell the males because they have like huge dorsal fins, like 6 feet tall.
Okay.
And so we saw this pod of orcas, and then we were like, there's another male over there.
Okay.
And then there was another male and another male. And so what a super pod is when multiple pods come together, they'll kind of come together and like conference with each other and like exchange information. It's like literally that's what? Yeah. And we were there, like we were in the boat, and everywhere you looked, there were dorsal fins. It was
what?
There was probably 5 or 6 at least huge males.
Okay.
All around us, which is insane.
Orcas
are super interesting. They have like what's called resident whales, resident orcas. So they usually like hang out like in coves and stuff like that. So we saw a couple pods of those while we were there. They usually specialize in fish like salmon or something like that. And that's what those ones, they specialize in salmon, the residents there. Then they have transients, which are like deep water. And they are usually, so these are the ones, transients are the ones that are tipping over the boats in the Mediterranean.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
Those guys specialize in tuna, which is like, those things get fucking huge, right?
Yeah, giant fish.
Like 1,000-pound fish. Most of the transients in North America specialize in marine mammals, so like seals,
like whales,
small whales,
baby whales,
dolphins, like that sort of stuff.
Oh shit, yeah.
And then there are a couple pods of orcas that specialize in great whites.
Shit,
it's the only animal in the world that eats great white sharks.
Dear Lord!
And if there are orcas in the area, great whites fuck off. They do not mess around with them.
Fucking apex predator. Okay.
Welcome to Orca Talk. Honestly, I could talk about orca whales all night. They're amazing. They're really cool. We saw them breaching, like they jumped out of the water and the whole.
Wow!
It was cool as shit. Yeah,
dude, that's so great. That's so great.
So humpbacks. One place we stayed was completely off-grid cabin on the water, and we had like a resident sea otter that would come by every night. It was great.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have to ask, I need to know a couple things. So besides the, move the fuck out of the way sign, like what's your thumb like on car culture up there, and like what was your rental car?
My rental car was a RAV4.
Okay.
Which was fine.
Right.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was, it kind of worked for what we needed it to do, but it was, kind of unspectacular. I will say it had that Toyota infotainment. Oh
God, fucking hello Toyota.
Which was horrendous.
Oh, for anybody listening to this in a new Toyota, no.
Hello Toyota.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know if I had a good feel for the car culture there, because it's very utilitarian.
Right. I was going to ask if you saw a lot of beep beep of big boys.
But they were not so much. Yeah, it was mostly like dirty trucks, like trucks that were being used for something. I didn't really see a lot of lifted trucks.
Huh, you don't say.
I know, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And it's also hard because like there's so many seasonal people there. I feel like it's hard to get a gauge because there's so many tourists and then seasonal workers, especially the areas that we were. Like it was kind of hard to gauge.
Okay.
And then, like I said, one place we stayed, was only accessible by boat. So like we had a water taxi. Literally, we had what? Go ahead.
No cell phone service or anything like that.
We had cell phone service. And internet. It had internet there, but other than that, it was completely off grid. So it was like solar powered battery generator.
Oh wow!
Compost toilet.
Okay. Fun for everyone.
Yeah, the whole thing, and then it had like a UV filter for the light and stuff. Or for the water. It was it was cool.
Nice, man. Nice.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. That's so cool. I'm very thankful that you got to make that trip. That's amazing.
Yeah, me too. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, good on you for going. That's so great.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great time. So
yeah.
Definitely check it out. And that whole area around Homer was where we were for most of it, and it was spectacular. So
I mean, you were I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, you were coming off a pretty intense couple weeks, right? Like, you've had stuff happen. We've been doing a lot. You were doing a lot. Like, a lot of stuff has been going on.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like this was restorative or like just I don't know. How's your head post trip? Did you need it?
Yeah, we definitely needed it, and I'm super glad we went. But I'm also like, now I'm like, I have so much to do now because I took 2 weeks off essentially, and I'm like, oh God.
Right.
So I'm a little bit in panic mode right now, but I feel a little refreshed and like happy that I did it. So.
Okay, good. Because you were going, you get your schedule. I mean, you just have a lot. You have a lot, Yeah,
and I think the next couple of weeks are definitely going to be busy, but yeah, I mean, it was needed, and yeah, it was a ton of fun.
I think that you could free up your schedule just by being a worse parent. if you just didn't do so much, you focus on I don't know, you do a lot, and it's great. Like, it's awesome. And so I'm glad you got a trip. I'm glad you got that, and welcome back, man. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
So did you keep an eye on the place while I was gone? What's going on around here?
You missed a little bit of hail, some smoke from wildfires, nothing crazy. Yeah. Yeah, nothing too bad. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
All right,
I kept Colorado's lights on while you were gone,
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. I've been digging through a little bit of the video. So I think that and I've been thinking a lot. I've been thinking a lot about our time with Rocky Mountain Driving Experience, RMDE.
Yes.
Like the once a year thing that, who knows, we might not get invited back to. But anyway. And our episode about the Mercedes-Benz EQS.
Okay.
And so I want to touch base with you to see if you've thought about that car since we drove it, since we had our experience with it, and since we kind of released the show. Because I think you and I are in a little bit of a weird spot, right? Where we are not afraid to just kind of go hard on a vehicle if we feel like it deserves it. And I feel like it's very nice for Mercedes-Benz and these folks to put the keys in our hands. But we went hard on it, and I don't necessarily feel bad about it. I feel
0% bad about it.
Yeah, I don't either. I feel like everything that we felt about and experienced about that car was correct, especially, since we did it right then. But yeah, have you thought about it at all and kind of give me some of that stuff?
I was actually thinking about it today.
Okay.
Because we walked to dinner today. Stay with me. We walked to dinner today, and we have to go through a neighborhood that's next to ours that's very fancy.
Okay.
to get to where we were going for dinner. It's like, so we were going like one neighborhood over, and we had to go through a neighborhood that is very fancy. And that neighborhood that's very fancy doesn't have sidewalks. And it makes me
Yeah.
so crazy.
Right?
I will go out of my way to walk in people's lawns.
Yeah.
It makes me nuts. And it's the same impulse. It's the same like thing that I got from the EQS.
Okay.
And I don't, and I'm well documented, a fancy boy. I am a fancy lad. I like nice things.
You won't even wear flip-flops.
I don't
Yeah,
own
this is redundant information. Yeah. I can't believe you don't just have a pair of slides for just fucking around and taking the trash out. Like, you're lacing shit up, Ian. You're lacing shit up.
I have slip-ons. I have shoes that don't require laces, but I don't have open-toed shoes. I just don't. I don't even have clogs.
You just wear Dansko nurse's shoes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. I just have this. I don't know. I have a. It's like it's kind of like a bullshit filter, but I don't know how to describe it. But like, if something is ostentatious combined with bullshit,
Right.
then I get real angry. But if something is ostentatious and makes no bones about it, or is fun, or serves a purpose, then I'm fine with it, right? And that was the tale of the two Mercedes that we drove on this trip. Because on paper, they're not a million miles apart from each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So what have you thought about? Like, what's your take on it? Where are you?
Well, I mean, we can get into it. So I want to tell you about how I feel about the Mercedes-Benz EQS and our time with it versus by telling you about Coachella 2023.
Okay. Right. I mean, I was talking about sidewalks, so okay.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Because I think that, like, with your sidewalks, you're like, how can you obviously have money to just do stuff and just overlook something so fucking necessary that it is infuriating, right? And
well, it's not an overlook. It's on purpose.
Yeah, it's a choosing not to, right? A deliberate choice, right?
Right.
Okay, yes. So, all right. So I think this is going to be one of those things where, like, you weren't hip on the social media thing or something, and you probably just saw it and you were like, I'm glad I don't give two shits about that. And so you scrolled by. So
I know a little bit about this Frank Ocean thing, but
okay. All right.
Only a little bit.
All right, let me tell you a story, buddy, because Anyway, so I love Frank Ocean. Blonde is one of my Desert Island albums. It hit me at like such a key point in my life. Mm-hmm. And Frank Ocean's music came in to my life like at a very key time when I was going through a lot of stuff. And I think that music that kind of finds its way in during those times really hooks into you, right?
For sure.
And so I'm going to carry it with me for a long time, right? There's just a connection that I have with that music, and I'm very thankful for it because I feel like he's an incredible artist, right? Mm-hmm. He was going to close out Coachella both nights this year in 2023, right? Coachella is set in the middle of the fucking desert in Palm Springs where it gets no shit like 130 degrees in the summer, right? And I don't know if you know this or not, but our world's dying, so it's only getting hotter. Yeah. And what does Frank Ocean want to do for his show? Ian, he wants an ice skating rink. Okay? And he wants ice skaters to skate around while he's performing. Okay? He's an artist. He's a weird fucking dude, and he has crazy artistic vision. I love it. I'm here for it. Okay, whatever. Right? Okay. So he's going to do this ice rink, and he's got this very ambitious kind of show kind of all lined up. For some reason, Frank is very uncomfortable with how the whole situation panned out. I don't know what was going on. He felt like things were not like meeting what he thought they would be, whatever. I don't think he handled it appropriately, but he did not perform well that first night. Like, he fucked around on stage, and like, I think he only played like 45 minutes or something like that. He was incredibly late. He was like talking to like other people on stage, like between songs for like like, not like you would talk so the crowd would hear it. Like,
right.
He was disrespecting the crowd, plain and simple, right? People that fucking bought tickets to Coachella, which is not a cheap thing.
Yeah.
Right? Just like a lot of them just to see him, right? And it was really disrespectful. It was a bad show, right? And so he announced that he wasn't going to play the second night for some reason. Who the fuck knows? Oh, and the whole ice rink turned out they didn't even do ice on it, and he just had like people shuffling around on stage behind him. There were like ice skaters and stuff, like on foot, on sneakers.
Sure.
Like, yeah, like doing so like that. That's how.
Not even
bad.
roller skates.
Nope. You'd think maybe get some rollerblades, go to Dick's. No.
Yeah.
Right? No. Turns out the only dick I think was Frank Ocean that night. Okay? So it sucks. It sucks to see somebody that you admire kind of like have such a huge fucking miss, right? Mm-hmm. Who knows what's going on with the dude? Whatever. It is what it is. Okay? So, this is my favorite thing that's happened so far this year. I love it so much. So Coachella's like, well, what are we going to fucking do? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get this trio of dudes that have been DJing shows all over the place lately, and we're going to get them to close out the night. Because they're popular as shit, and they know how to have a good time, and they're going to be a crowd pleaser. Ladies and gentlemen, Skrillex, Fred again, and Four Tet. Okay?
Oh, wow.
Four Tet. You and I love Four Tet,
yes.
right? Like, this is not a like artist for us. This is a love. For both you and I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've been DJing shows, and it's hilarious. They're great together. They came in, they dropped in. They didn't have any of like the crazy Coachella visuals, like, you know, all the like high production acts do. They just had like some iPhone videos of like themselves, like, you know, from before the show, where like here and Four Tet was talking about like how fucking crazy it is that like he's going to be on this stage, right? And like, and stuff like that. Like, and so they put on a 2-hour set. And it was delightful. They threw down, and like everybody had an incredible time. I don't know if you know this or not, but Skrillex has this new song with Missy Elliott called Ratata that is fucking incredible because I love Missy Elliott so much, right? It is weird, and it is 1,000% Missy and 1,000% Skrillex, and it works, okay? They played that during the show. It's so great. It's so great. But yeah, so they played, just dropped in, kicked in the door, fucking crowd pleasers. Great. The set was up on YouTube for a while. I think one of them has a new song coming out. They were afraid it was going to get copyrighted by YouTube. So they took the set down for a little bit. It'll probably go back up at some point. Right? Skrillex himself spent they said he spent like 24 hours just mastering the audio just from that set for the YouTube release.
Oh, wow.
Right? Like, crazy. So, yeah. So, anyway. So, I feel like if we look at the Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV, right? Like, on paper, right? And we go in, I think we had high expectations, right? Because this is a manufacturer that does not miss. They've made incredible things in the past. And
especially with their high-end stuff.
Right. And we've had good experiences with those things, right? Like, we're always going to remember our time in that convertible, right? That was delightful, right? Yeah, and the time we were in the C63S at the track, are you fucking kidding me?
Definitely, yes.
Right? Yeah. And then we drive this, right? And I was so disappointed. And you were like, you will deliver your quote. Like, yeah, I'll let you say it, because the car that we drove at the end of it, I feel like was that Skrillex Four Tet Fred Again DJ set that we just fucking needed and we didn't know it. Right? Like, yeah, go ahead.
It was, I mean, that was, you know, Nirvana after the bloated, you know, glam rock era. It was, you know,
Right?
the Strokes after rap rock and all that. Like, it was like a little punk rock infusion back into that segment. It's what it felt like after we drove this, right?
Right.
So, yeah. So the Mercedes, what did we drive? What was it? that
We
drove at the end?
drove the Mercedes-Benz GLE
Yeah.
63 AMG.
Yes. Which, again, I think it was about the same amount of money
Yeah.
as the EQS.
Uh-huh.
It was ungodly fast.
Twin turbo, twin twirly boys.
Very ugly.
Uh-huh.
But I just didn't care because it was so much more simple. And it wasn't like, I think, you know, like I was talking about high end, but also with bullshit.
Yeah.
Where things are like deliberately impenetrable, right?
Right.
Like that, the neighborhood is deliberately impenetrable without having sidewalks.
Right.
That the EQS was deliberately impenetrable as far as nothing was named anything recognizable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was, you know, like being confusing for its own sake.
Uh-huh.
And there's nothing confusing about this car because
No.
it's just a huge fucking engine.
Yeah. It's just a stack of technology that is just like 100% proven. You put a V8 up front, you put twirly boys on it, you make crazy fucking exhaust noises, and guess who's having a good time? You and me.
Yeah.
Right?
And we took it on a very tight road.
Yeah.
We had a Lexus IS500 behind us.
Yep, that was trying to keep up.
And I mean, like a wildly inappropriate road for this car.
Uh-huh.
And it was just point and shoot, right? Like you would just make the gaps between the corners just disappeared.
Yeah, just instant. Yeah.
You
it
just
was-
teleport between corners.
folding space and time. Yeah.
Yes. And like
Yeah.
it felt heavy and big, but it didn't matter. It was
Didn't
just
fucking
hilarious
matter.
and fun.
Yeah.
The brakes were not up to snuff, but they were a little stinky
Yeah.
when we got back.
Right.
But man, it felt nice to be
Right.
in a car that didn't make any bones about what it was. You know,
Right.
Like, this is big and dumb.
Yeah.
And too expensive and ostentatious and all that, but it's fine because
Yeah.
it's doing a thing.
Right. Sometimes you just have to go with something that you know is going to be hilarious. It's going to be good. And guess what? Sometimes, I don't know, 150,000 people all singing Miley Cyrus Party in the USA in the middle of like a crazy techno set is really fucking fun. Right? You know?
Right.
Yeah. Like you can't be mad at that and you can't be mad at this. Right? You know? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I've definitely I cannot separate those two vehicles in my mind now just because of like just the like they're from the same manufacturer and they just you have to give me your quote.
I don't remember what it was.
You
now.
don't remember what you said?
I don't.
Okay, you said, Ian, you said the previous car, the EQS, the electric fucking awful car, right? The EQS had you building guillotines, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and here we are like laughing hysterically this one and you're yelling at peasants to move out of your way.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did say that. It's true though.
Yeah, the EQS had me building guillotines and here I am now yelling at peasants to get out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, I am a documented fancy boy,
Yes.
but come at me with some bullshit, and I'm going to get real angry about it.
Yep. Come at you with jade eggs. Yeah. Yep. We got a problem. But guess what? You come at my boy with a, $100 and something thousand, 603 horsepower SUV
that had that power gauge.
Yeah.
It tells you how much horsepower you're making.
Yeah.
I like that. That works for me.
Yeah. It looked like it had like Star Trek graphics where it would like fill up and turn red and yeah.
And you know what? I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to press any buttons. I didn't have to put it in soothing mode or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just had to depress my right foot, and it made that shit happen. It was great.
We should have Sharpied on the gas pedal wellness center.
Right.
Yeah. So those two cars are forever together in my mind, just like Frank Ocean and the treacherous 3 DJs. Yeah, like I cannot separate that, and I'm okay with it. Like I'm okay with that, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes a good experience is just a good experience, but when you're like rebounding, like we had a rebound car, Ian. We had a we had a
rebound Mercedes. Yeah,
we did. Yeah, Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even drive it, and I had a fucking hoot. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You didn't drive.
No, I didn't. And I should know, it's one of those things where like people were upset with how Ian and I handled the SUV, the Goop Mobile.
The ELS, yeah.
The ELS, thank you. And so there were a lot of eyes on us. Yeah, the EQS. Yeah, there were a lot of eyes on us that day.
To be fair, there was a lot of eyes on everybody because I think they were.
Yeah,
everyone was very high stress because there was some just incidents that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like one was preventable, the other one was just a freak accident.
Right.
And so like 2 cars basically were not on the route, and everyone was just anxious to get back, I think, at that point.
Yeah. And we've never had circumstances like that on one of these events, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So you're correct. Like it was just a high stress environment for everyone. Right. And we needed to just kind of like, we needed to not fuck up. We needed to not dilly dally. We just kind of needed to stay under the radar. Right. And so like we still were able to have fun and take it on a twisty road when, when we didn't necessarily need to or were allocated to, but we got there way before a bunch of other people. We were only like the third ones there, and we beat, thanks to you, we beat everyone. Yeah, except for like 2 people who probably had a big lead on us.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a good time. That car on that road was just ridiculous. It didn't make any sense, but it was so much fun.
It was. Yeah. This is the opposite of the Alfa Romeo Quadrifiglio. I'm not upset in the least that I didn't drive this thing. Yeah. I'm just happy to be here, Bob. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
So
that's the tale of the 2 Mercedes. And I think next week maybe we'll tell the story of the Toyota Prius, which I think is the thing that I'm most excited to talk about, because that was, I think, the biggest surprise of the thing. And
100%.
And also we have the best story with that.
Yeah, we do.
Come back next week for that.
Yes, definitely.
But I do want to make sure we have time to talk about something that I saw.
Okay.
And then a license plate game.
100%. Yeah. Let's do it, buddy. Okay. Yeah.
I saw something that is very, we've been talking about being like very clear in your intentions with things, right? Like with the EQS, that's kind of our thing. Like, what is that?
Right.
This is a person, and we saw this right before we left. We went on a hike in Colorado before we went to Alaska. And I think you just got to open up the photo marked "Tasteful PSA."
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. And this is just a person who's just telling people exactly what they're going to get, and I would assume delivering on that promise.
Okay. Here we go. Tasteful PSA. Ah, it's one of those. For anybody that's an audio-only listener, it is a white Honda Accord with smoked taillights, heavy tint, and a duckbill carbon fiber-ish spoiler. And on the back of the spoiler, it just says, I eat ass.
Simple. To the point.
These fucking people, man. Yeah.
Again, I appreciate it. I mean, like, because my problem is, and this is a problem that I have in everyday life, is that I meet so many people on a day-to-day basis, and all I can think about is, does this person eat ass? But do they, though?
We're all asking. We're all asking. Yeah.
And nobody's given up the information.
Nope. Yep.
This person, visionary. They figured it out.
Have you seen that meme that was going around? It comes up every now and then, but it's like kind of like the two sides of like a then and now of like air travel. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you know, back in like the 50s or something, everybody's wearing a suit on the plane and everything. And then it says now, and it's a guy that has like a backwards hat on, and the hat just says, show me that butthole.
Yeah.
Yep. Then and now. Then and now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I applaud this sort of honesty. I like it. I'm here for it.
Okay. All right. I have to ask, as a parent, if your children see something like this and they ask you what this is, what do you tell them?
So they did not ask. Had they? Donkeys. Easy. It's an easy out.
Oh, okay. All right.
People eat donkeys? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what people are into. I mean, I do.
You know exactly what this person's into. You know what all of their web search history is.
Right. But it does lead me to a license plate game.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I've had a run of particular sightings lately, and this one is called Ew Doesn't Even Scratch the Surface.
Oh, my God. Okay. I cannot wait to show my wife this Honda Accord. I'm going to make an audio recording of her reaction and play it on the show. Okay. Ew does not even scratch the surface. The license plate game. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm closing that tab even though I can't see it anymore. Okay. Well, whoa. Just you tell him.
Okay, so there's 3 pickup trucks. All road scholars. They're all road scholars. They're all Dodge. They're all Dodge Rams, actually. Or not Rams. One of them's a Dakota. So the top one's a Dakota. Then we've got 2 Dodge Rams. But the license plate texts are really what we're going after here. We've got Dad Nut, which, wow.
Christ.
The word pounds, which is just a great word.
The word pounds.
Pounds. And then sexy. 2 X's, 2 Y's.
Oh, boy.
Sexy.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Now, I just want to point out one thing, because I think you're going to notice it anyway. But the 2 on the bottom, the 2 Rams, I saw both of those in Alaska. The eagle-eyed among you may notice they're on the same fucking street.
I was going to say, that first one, you just walked further down the street towards that orange building on the left to get the second one, the bottom one.
Yeah. Yeah, they were parked right next to each other. I was just like, what is happening? Alaska is the license plate mecca. I did get a bunch of license plates once.
Okay, you built up your hopper, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Also, I need to shout out to PETA, because he has been sending me some, and some of them are quite choice.
Okay.
Insert breath mint.
That's hilarious, because PETA's also been sending me some. I like that he's like, oh, I wonder if this one's going to be more of an Ian or a Dave.
I want to know what the selection is. Like, what makes them decide?
Nice.
Anyway.
Nice. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we're just going to do some zoomies and enhances, even though I don't want to. All right. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. So first one. Okay, the Dodge Dakota. All right, we have some good stickers on here. So this is in Colorado. Mm-hmm. All right, we have a I Stand with Planned Parenthood sticker. Fuck yeah. We have a We Rate Dogs Twitter account sticker that says "Tell your dog I said hi." Very wholesome account. I highly recommend everybody follows that. If you didn't see the dog humping the steering wheel today, then you're missing out. Did you see that one, Ian?
Mm-mm.
No, you haven't.
I don't follow that account.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like an Ian account. yeah. Yes.
Too many happy thoughts. No, thank you.
Yeah. Wholesome, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so I'm gonna have some weird feelings if this one turns out to be dad nut or something. But the options are pounds and sexy if it's not. So okay. All right. Oh boy. Then next we have just a very, very standard blue Bighorn Dodge Ram. Yep. Okay. I'm not picking up anything other than some mud flaps.
Yep.
And then lastly, we have another Dodge Ram. Lots of peeling paint on this, or
I
salt.
think that's like dirt with rain kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's just very dirty.
It does speak a fair amount to how fucking rabid Kansas City Chiefs fans are. That you went all the way to Alaska and they have a Chiefs license plate frame. Mm-hmm. So good job getting out of Kansas City, person, or whatever. Yeah. Okay, and a dented tailgate. This is seen some things, but it looks like they do some work. So, okay, all right. Oh boy. Okay, so I got to go pounds for the blue one on the bottom. I don't know. It just has a pounds vibe.
Okay.
I'm going. So that leaves us with. I never thought I'd say this sentence in my entire life. That leaves us with sexy and dad nut. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh,
one of them goes on a ram.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm going dad nut on the blue one in the middle.
Okay.
And I'm going sexy on the one up top.
Okay. Now, what's your thought about dad nut? Because it could mean any number of things, honestly.
I don't want... Ian, you know that I am a very navel-gazy, introspective individual. You know I like to litigate stuff in my head over and over and over again.
And sometimes you come up with a subject and you just say, nope.
Yep, I am turning down the other road. I am making an illegal U-turn and avoiding all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I honestly, I think it could be a father that owns a donut shop.
Okay.
That's the only thing that I can think that's not disgusting.
I really hope this is sort of like a Tobias Funke sort of situation.
Yes, an analrapist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah. The only other thing that I can think of is it, like for the Dakota, where they have a sticker that says "I stand with Planned Parenthood." If maybe they give vasectomies, if they're a urologist that does work in the community, and they specialize in vasectomies, something like that. That seems like something a urologist would do. So
could be.
I'm 50-50 that dad nut could be on that. I never thought I'd do it. I think that Dodge Dakota has dad nut on it.
It's got real dad nut energy.
Boy, we're gonna get kicked off YouTube.
Got real dad nut energy. I'm amazed it made it through.
Yeah.
It made it through the DMV, right?
It did. Yeah, maybe they have a cashew farm that they inherited from their father. I don't know, Ian.
Maybe they just like dads.
Maybe they do.
They're
maybe
a big fan.
Really like dads. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and see the solution. So you think it goes sexy dad nut pounds.
Okay. Yeah. I have a feeling I didn't get a good score, but here we go.
You were right to think that the Dakota has real dad nut energy.
Dad nut energy. Oh my God. So did I get pounds right? I got pounds right.
Mm-hmm.
I swapped sexy and dad nut like you do.
It happens to the best of us.
It happens to us all at some point. Fucking dad nut and sex. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Boy, you're hitting me with some stuff. This I eat ass spoiler sticker, and now... Oh, boy.
Dad nut is just... I saw that, and I was just like, holy shit. Because this is by my grocery store.
Yes. We've been in this parking lot together, yes.
And I nearly went on a hunt inside to find this person because I needed to know everything.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't pull a stake out. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just pistachio shells outside the window of your car. Where are you, Dad Nut?
Yeah.
You have to come out eventually. Yeah. Wow. Wild. If you are the owner of the Dad Nut license plate, please tell us what the fuck it's all about. You can call 720-515-1391.
Please explain yourself.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you, Ian, because that's a very good license plate game.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Where do we go from here, Ian?
I mean, it's almost like we've finished and now we're all out of energy.
Getting a little sleepy.
Mm-hmm. I do have one last thing.
Okay.
We have album of the week on the talkabouts.
Yeah.
It's sort of related to Alaska, my pick. So I talked about my oldest, Nico. My youngest is Gus. He's 5.
Uh-huh.
And he is a fancy lad like myself. And on the way home from Alaska, we flew home on the 2nd of July when everyone else is going to Alaska.
Right.
For 4th of July. So the plane was like empty. And so 2 members of our party got to get upgraded to first class.
Okay.
Pretty sweet. And I was like, well, obviously, answer is I'm taking Gus to first class with me. Right?
Okay.
So Gus got to go to first class with me, and I ordered him a cheese plate, and he was over the fucking moon. He was so excited. Like, literally, we saw our friends Katie and Lauren today, and the first thing he told them, cheese plate. Got a cheese plate in the fancy seats on the plane. He was so excited that he got a cheese plate, and Mom and Nico did not.
What did Mom and Nico think of the whole situation?
I don't know. They were back in steerage.
That's an empty plane, though. A coach seat on an empty plane might as well be first
They had
class.
a whole row to themselves. It was fine.
Right.
But it was great. But he did get very tired because it was an evening flight, and so I put on my noise-canceling headphones on him, and I turned on the new Sigur Rós album. And it conked him the fuck out.
You don't say. Sigur Rós made somebody sleepy?
Yeah.
Really?
But also, we
Icelandic music? Uh-huh.
We listened to it while we were driving around in Alaska because it just felt kind of right, like it kind of fit. So their new one is called ÁTTA, I believe. ATTA.
Okay. Yep. Uh-huh.
Yep. And, it's definitely a Sigur Rós album. If you've heard a Sigur Rós album before, this is exactly like that.
It's another one really of those. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you need to knock out a 5-year-old on an airplane, this is what you want. Right?
I've seen Sigur Rós at Red Rocks.
Yeah. I've never seen them live. I've always heard that they were supposed to be really kind of a cool experience live.
Yeah, they were good. I mean, I think it's a little bit lost on someone like me, but yeah, I'm not the. Yeah, I'm waiting for the drop.
Right. There is none.
No. Yeah. No, yeah. I think out of the 2 of us, you would definitely be the intended audience more than myself. But yeah, I mean, obviously, insanely talented musicians. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they sing in a made-up language. I mean,
yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So everybody listen to ÁTTA. Don't fall asleep behind the wheel of your car. Every now and then, squeeze a Taco Bell hot sauce packet into one of your eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. ÁTTA. Okay. Nice. Nice, man.
Yeah, that's all I've got.
Okay.
And then you have one last thing, and I think we did it.
Yeah, I got two quick things. So, my buddy John edited a book. It is Strange Stories, edited by John W. Thompson. The book is called Moon Calves, and it is a collection of 23 stories, original fiction stories, from contemporary writers, kind of running the gamut of all kinds of spooky and strange things. So if you want kind of a little mixtape of strange fiction, kind of spooky stories, definitely check it out. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Completely independent, upstart publishing. So if this is your kind of thing, the link to it will be in the YouTube description, obviously, as well as Ian's album of the week. But I'm really proud of John for doing this. This is like kind of the it's a lifelong dream of his, So yeah,
it's really cool. Like doing the small like independent imprints. It's a cool endeavor.
It is right, and you understand like everything that it takes for a writer to get to a point where something else shows up on someone else's printed page, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. So, definitely buy Lola at Last as well. Yeah. Right?
Yep. Available wherever books are sold.
Okay. Yeah, because we still got to get Ian to pageant mom status. Mm-hmm. Right? And then lastly, the Raleigh, Colorado stuff from our good friend Jesse. All that stuff will be in the YouTube description. Looking for volunteers, timing, all of that, tech inspections, all that kind of stuff. So check the YouTube description if you want to help out the Raleigh, Colorado, July 22nd and 23rd.
Yes.
Pardon me. Yeah, I finished that plug with a burp. Yeah. Yeah. So definitely do those things. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Everybody, I think we did a car show. I mean, we talked about orcas.
We did. Do you have one more strange orca fact you could just drop on us to go out on?
They will eat just the liver out of some animals that they...
What?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't know.
Like sharks. They'll just eat the liver out of a shark.
That's more showing the sharks a lesson than it is like them getting nutrients.
They also will kill for sport.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, I guess. No.
Technically, they're the world's largest dolphin.
You can't stop him with the orca facts.
Can't. Because they've been shouted at me for the last 5 years. At an insane volume. Dave can attest.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. Welcome to OrcaCast.
Yeah.
Yep. You're nestled in the pod with Ian and Dave.
If anybody has questions for my 9-year-old about Orca Boiz, feel free to send them over. I'll relay them.
You can send all your orca questions to 720-515-1391.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Everybody, we love you. Thank you. Goodbye.